So we got a little snow up here in the north, and as you know, when you get a little snow, they got to break out the snowblower. And in this case, we ended up breaking the shear pins in the snowblower, and this is a quick little video to show you how you can fix those. What the shear pins do is keep those augers spinning, and here we go. Okay, I've got some metal punches, and we'll see if we can get these old pins out. And I think these were pretty much shot in there when I bought this, and I didn't happen to notice it. So this could prove to be a challenge. So the motor drives the gear shaft that comes out through the center and into that little transmission that you see in the front. And then there's shafts that come out from that transmission that the augers ride on. And the shear pins go down through those augers and into that shaft and allow them to spin from the transmission. What the shear pins do is if those augers stop suddenly, like hitting a rock or a large chunk of ice, they'll break off so that your transmission and everything else won't get damaged by the sudden stop. Here I'm spinning the augers themselves to line them up with where the bolt used to go through the shaft. Once I get that exposed, then I can pound it out through the hole in the auger. But until I get that bolt or pin exposed, I can't pound it out. So I'm going to have to spin that back auger to get those bolts aligned up to those holes in a position where I can pound them out with a pin. So always make sure you unplug the spark plug. I've got the switch off, of course, but having that spark plug unplugged is just another safe way to make sure it doesn't start on you when you're turning it over. That one came right out. That's just left of that one. This other side is in a lot worse shape, and I discovered as I was trying to get it lined up so I can pound the pin out that it's actually a bolt, and the bolt head was sheared underneath the auger, so I had to spin the auger around and then I can pound it right out through the larger hole in the auger. There it is. That was bent right over, so it looks like it broke and then bent over and was finished shearing off, and you can see where it boogered up the auger itself. So it's bent right over, and I'm going to pound that in a little bit with a hammer to get it flat, and then put in some new bolts. I found some at the hardware store that I hope are going to work. They're not the exact right ones, but they look like they're going to be pretty darn close. Here I'm just pounding that auger back into shape and getting rid of that raised lump in it. So these shear pins are an MTD one. They've got the fatter section on the one side, which should fit that larger round hole, and then a lock nut on the other side. They're a little snug going in, but they do stick out the other end, so I think we're going to be good with these. They're a little long. Perhaps I can find some washers to put behind it. But these are genuine shear pins, so they're going to be what we need. They'll shear off properly. If I hit a chunk of ice, just need to come up with a couple of washers so that I can get the threads down and secure it up together. But I can improvise. Got the larger nut. That will do the job just as well. At least for one side. Hopefully I can find another one to do the other side. It's winter out and I need to get this working temporarily. and as I suspected, the bolts I picked up are just the right size for that larger hole. Alright, I found a washer that goes to a TV mount. That should be sufficient. It doesn't quite get to the threads though. If I combine it with a bicycle washer I had in my toolbox, that will. In fact, I think I'll put both of those bicycle washers in there just to make sure that that draws down tight. There we go. They are both working, solid, and ready to go. It's not the best fix in the world, but it will get the job done. Which, after all, is the point of this channel, the master of none. We'll figure out a way to get it done. May not be the right, correct way, but it will work.